Y'all need to give that same energy y'all would give a black girl if she gave liquor and a vape to a baby, to that white girl who gave liquor and a vape to a baby, recorded it, and posted it on social media.
Now see, while y'all was riding there minding Miss Nelly and Charles' business, tearing up their household during their lives, y'all should have been riding at the Supa Cent house seeing what was going on right there. To find out that man will knock her head between the wash and the dry.
I got a video of my aunt using my product.
How about you make a video explaining to the people why you scammed them out of their money?
Have you guys seen this Covington girl? She just made a video crying. She's like the Christian fall influencer. Yeah, so she's crying because it's just so hard to keep up with her posts and making them better and better for you guys. And she just can't do it. And the pressure. So she's going to take the fall off. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. This girl is so out of touch with reality. If you go to her page, she's got like 1.3 million on Instagram, like 250,000 over on this platform. I mean, it's pathetic that she's crying about this stuff. Honey, you have nothing else to do but just look fabulous and show off how rich you are.
Going viral can make you and break you. We've all seen it happen. One video, one post, one tweet. Then all of a sudden, you got a million eyes on you. People are hashtagging your name, following your page, and cashing in on your personality. One day you're the internet's favorite, and the next day they're dragging you. That same clout that builds you up can also bring you down. Welcome back to Voice and Value, and if you're new here, I'm so glad you found your way in. Go ahead and get comfy because today we're going to talk about the dark side of social media fame and the real lessons that influencers, creators, and everyday people should take from it. Now let's dig into the dark side of social media fame because clout might get you the followers, but it can also expose everything you're not really ready for. I want to start with why people chase clout. Because clout feels like a shortcut to success. Let's start with Fiona Jordan. She's a 22-year-old TikToker who turned her passion for content creation into a thriving online presence. She began posting on TikTok during the pandemic and has since then graduated from college and now has an impressive following of over 500,000 on TikTok and nearly 80,000 on Instagram. She also has a clothing reselling business called Fiona's Fits with another 12,000 followers on Instagram. Then we have Supa Cent. She went viral for her funny storytelling on social media and flipped that attention into a very successful makeup empire. Her brand, called The Crayon Case, made over $1 million in just 90 minutes during a Cyber Monday sale. And then there's DoDash, also known as LaToya Jones. DoDash blew up on YouTube late last year by documenting her journey of quitting her 9-to-5.
You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot depend on these jobs.
She began doing gig work and showing raw numbers of her earnings. People loved her honesty. She was like the voice of the hustler trying to make it. Her rapid growth showed just how much people crave real, everyday stories that they can relate to. All these stories prove one thing: clout can be very powerful. It can put money in your pocket, give you influence, and open doors that you never imagined possible. But clout is like fire. It can cook your meal, but it can also burn down your house. Now here's where clout starts to get messy. Fiona Jordan, a lifestyle influencer, went from brand deals to backlash when an 8-year-old video of a toddler vaping resurfaced on the internet. And I'm not going to show you that video here because it's too controversial. Fiona was no longer inspirational. In fact, she was quite controversial. Let's take a look.
Welcome to a full Fiona Friday in my life. If you're new here, hi, my name's Fiona. I get to live a Hannah Montana life at home and travel wherever, whenever. I graduated last year from Penn State with a degree in corporate communications and a minor in business. I always start my morning off super early with a workout. I headed over to the salt bar to do a heated Pilates class.
Hi everyone, I want to talk about a video that has recently resurfaced from 8 years ago that has caused a lot of confusion, concern, and anger, rightfully so. I was 15 years old and it was shortly after my mother was murdered. I was not in the right state of mind and I was grieving in ways that I couldn't even understand. As a young girl, I was hanging around a lot of the wrong people, making a lot of reckless choices, drinking often, and honestly, I made a terrible decision. Although I was not the one physically in that video
Next up, we
recording
have
it.
Supa Cent. Even after her business success, Supa Cent went viral again when a video of her fighting with her partner surfaced. She even admitted that she's usually the aggressor in her relationships, but the internet went from cheering her hustle to criticizing her character. Let's watch.
She taught herself marketing and made $1 million in only 90 minutes. Introducing Supa Cent. No fancy degree, no investors, just a whole bunch of hustle and heart. What she did was build a makeup brand for beginners that went viral, but what you didn't see is that her content is based around teaching.
I ain't break up with Ray because we had a little scuffle. This is what we do. I broke up with you because you had no regard for us being in public and you dragged me to a car. We said we was not doing anything. We not moving off emotions. We not being aggressive with one another. Like, we didn't came to that point in our relationship to where we're not gonna put our hands on each other. We're not gonna do that. So when you snatch something from me and I felt like you hit me, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the road. We in the car. I'm looking at the road and you take my glasses off my face, so I felt like you hit me. I snuck them, knocked his vanilla.
And now there's DoDash, also known as LaToya Jones.
I got a video of my aunt using my product.
How about you make a video explaining to the people why you scammed them out of their money?
But I'm not a fraud. Things just got out of control. I wasn't out here spending your money on crazy stuff. It just got out of control, y'all. And I'm not a fraud. That is not who I am. I am not that person. I am not that person. I just didn't have my shit together.
She made a video stating that she was in over her head, that she marked down her price, her products, from $35 all the way down to $9. And everything she was making was just to cover the shipping cost. She wasn't even making profit. Nobody told her to go from $35 all the way down to $8, $10.
Things just got out of my control. Things just got out of hand. And when you have a product, a hair product, any product that requires you make money.
Her authenticity at first was her selling point. She showed her hustle, her grind, if you will, her getting to the bag, her YouTube monetization journey. But as her channel blew up, other content creators began to question if her story was too perfect. Rumors of scamming and doubts about her numbers, and I'm using air quotes right now, they started circulating. Well, once those questions hit the timeline, and with some content creator investigations taking place, DoDash's views dropped dramatically. Not only that, she went from influencing folks to quit their 9-to-5 to begging those same folks for cash apps to get her lights turned back on. Ain't that a kick in the head? All of this proves the same thing. The internet doesn't just watch you. It watches for you. I'm talking about your wins, your past, your flaws, your mistakes. And once you're viral, you don't control the narrative anymore. I'm sorry you had to hear that from me. So why do people still chase it? Well, because clout kind of feels like love. Think about it. Every share, every like, every subscriber, it feels like proof that you matter. But there's a bit of danger connected to that when your worth gets tied to numbers. That's why influencers push harder and harder just to stay relevant. Let's take Caitlin Covington, the Christian girl autumn influencer.
Hi guys. This is my 4th time recording and just don't know how I'm gonna tell you guys that I'm not gonna be able to post fall videos this year. It's just a lot of pressure and it's just a lot of pressure to like make each video better than the last, to like make each fall trip better. And I just really need a break this year, and I'm really sorry.
Caitlin's cozy fall pics went so viral, people expected her to deliver fall content every year. She admitted that she was so burned out that she almost quit. But the fans pressured her to keep going. Now, I might be considered one of those small itty-bitty creators, but the amount of grind and effort that goes into producing content is just as work-intensive as what those larger creators have to go through. Man, if y'all only knew. But that's the psychology of clout. Once people know you for something, they don't care if you're tired or stressed or struggling. They want their content. They want their laughs. And they're ready for their updates. So please take your time and hurry up. That's not love, y'all. It's demand. So what can we learn from all this? Well, for beginners, protect your privacy. Fiona Jordan's scandal proves that the internet never forgets. And they won't let you forget either. You have to build value, not just virality. Supa Cent shows us that clout can create businesses, but her personal moment reminds us to guard our character too. Authenticity has limits. DoorDash showed us how being real can blow you up, but also how fast credibility, or the lack thereof, can crumble if people think you're not as transparent as you claim, especially if you become labeled as a scammer. You have to set firm boundaries. Caitlin Covington teaches us that you don't owe the internet your sanity. You have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And last but not least, be ready for accountability. Clout will get you seen, but accountability is what keeps you respected. And if you don't hold yourself accountable, oh, trust me, social media is going to do it for you. So is clout even worth the chaos? For some, like Supa Cent, it opened up doors to millions of followers, millions of dollars. And for others, like DoorDash, it brought questions and backlash. And for Caitlin Covington, it brought a box that she couldn't escape from. Clout is unpredictable. The same thing that makes people love you can be the same thing that makes them turn against you. That's why chasing clout for its own sake is dangerous. You need a foundation bigger than followers. The lesson is simple. Clout is heavy, and if you carry it all, it'll crush you. So before you chase clout, I want you to ask yourself, am I building something that's sustainable? I mean, is it going to last, or am I just chasing a moment? If my private life went public tomorrow, would I be ready for that? And most importantly, if social media just disappeared, would I still know who I am? At the end of the day, whether you've gone viral or not, your mental health comes first. At least it should. And that means setting firm boundaries and unplugging when you need to. Yeah, social media can amplify your voice, but it should never silence your peace. Protecting your mind and spirit has to be more important than any analytics or metrics on a screen. So until next time, protect your peace, protect your brand, and protect your value.
Caitlin Covington, or Christian Girl Autumn Girl, recently came on and said she couldn't be making content this year because the pressure just got to her too much. And the video is really tearful and emotional, and I suggest you go watch it. And it reminded me of also just recently Kylan Darnell coming on here and saying she wouldn't be participating in Rush or making Rush content, whatever, because of her mental health as well. And we are long overdue for a conversation about influencer and content creator mental health, but I don't think we're ready for. It's really easy to look at Caitlin and Kylan and say, look at these privileged, young, beautiful white women. What do they have to be stressed or burned out about? And I would encourage you to flip that question on its head, because if these are young, wealthy, privileged white women who are experiencing burnout, imagine what creators who don't share those demographics must be feeling. I've interviewed hundreds of content creators and influencers in my career, and they all ultimately tell me the same thing, and that the burnout is real, that keeping up with platform changes, completely opaque and confusing algorithms, trying to get views, trying to negotiate brand deals, trying to get paid, navigating harassment, navigating mean people in comment sections can be a lot. And also the pressure to perform after you have done well, such as Caitlin Covington or Kylan Darnell, can also be a lot, because you think you still have to constantly rise and go beyond what you've done in order to be successful.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.